What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I want to start something new. Well, I don't want to. I am. I'm starting something new. It's called Haunted History. Basically, I kind of want to take locations from various cities, towns, states, countries, you name it, and just talk about the history about the place. I think it'd be kind of fun. I love like horror. I also love history. And so like they kind of just mesh together, and I think it'd be very fun to like start something like that. So we are gonna start today with our very first one. It is gonna be from my city, my state, San Antonio, Texas, and it's gonna be on the Donkey Lady Bridge. Okay, so before I even so for this one, it's a little bit more different. It's a little harder because I've actually been there. Back when I was about 18, when I was a wee little lad, a freshman, not freshman. I had just graduated high school. I don't know why I said freshman, but I had just graduated high school, and I don't know if it was. I know towards the end of my high school, I went to the bridge a few times, but it wasn't until I graduated and the friend group I was hanging out with at the time, we all decided to go to the Donkey Lady Bridge that summer. We went every day, and this was like right before COVID, so we went every day during dude, we went a lot. If we weren't at the Donkey Lady Bridge, we were at my friend's house partying, playing games and stuff. If we weren't there, we were at the Donkey Lady Bridge. We were making the best of the summer, like after we graduated high school. Honestly, some of the best moments I ever made. But there was a lot of spooky stuff that happened while I went there during that summer. And even after that, I would still go occasionally with like friends. We'd go every time it was late at night and we didn't know what to do. It was a Donkey Lady Bridge. We were like, fuck it, let's go to the Donkey Lady Bridge. And there were some times we would walk it at midnight, right? And so it's technically a public park, so it's closed. It closes at sunset, and you could get arrested and fined and stuff. And it has happened to me a few times where I went and cops showed up, and so we walked. Cops asking what we were doing here, and we were like, oh, we just wanted to see the bridge, and usually they just let us go. But that is sometimes that did happen. But for this, I think I want to go straight into the lore first before I talk about my experiences. I want to talk about some of the common traits that is told. There's a whole story. There's multiple stories. There's not just one. There's a few of them. I will be linking where I'm getting all my information from. So if you don't want to read it yourself, I'm not reading it verbatim from where I'm getting all my information from. Some of it I've from doing research a long time ago about this, because we used to go all the time, so we were doing research about the Donkey Lady Bridge. But this is kind of the story, the origins, if you will, of the Donkey Lady Bridge. The story goes that the Donkey Lady was part of a family back in the early really early 1950s, 1800s, something like that. She was part of a family, and they were poor, and a kid was taunting her and throwing rocks at her, and I think it was just taunting her. I don't really remember 100%, but it was taunting her, and she threw a rock at the boy. Well, the boy decided to go back to his father, and he told his dad, hey, this lady threw a rock at me. His dad was someone of very high status, and they went back and burned it down with her in it, and her hands got burned so bad that they resembled hooves. She couldn't laugh. Anytime she laughed or screamed or whatever, it sounded like a donkey. Her nose got disformed. She basically just became disformed, and then that's how the Donkey Lady came to be. There's multiple iterations of the story. that go from there, but that's just the one that I was told, the one that I remember. I looked for it, I couldn't find it on here where I'm reading all my information from. They said that it was just, the story goes that the donkey lady was part of a farming family who lived outside San Antonio that met a terrible fate. In this iteration, the donkey lady's husband, the farmer, set fire to their home and family. Wow, that's crazy. Leaving her horribly disfigured and grieving. Different iterations of the story claim that she has been around since 1950s, while others say she has been haunting the area since the 1800s. All iterations of the same story come to the conclusion that the Donkey Lady Bridge haunts the area out of pain, grief, and restlessness. So however way you take it and you take the lore, she gets burned. She gets burned. Just like the origins of the Donkey Lady Bridge, there are also many reports of area locals experiencing odd happenings and even terrifying encounters with the lady herself. I've never seen her whenever I've gone. I could say that for sure. I've never seen her. The way that you would summon her is if you drive to the Donkey Lady Bridge and you honk your horn while shouting for her, you'll be able to summon the being that has haunted the area for decades. If you're particularly brave, ghost hunters thrive. Thrill seekers often will honk and yell before exploring the area in search of the entity. So I've never done that. That's something I've never done. I never knew. So I do have a story from my mom. And she did go to the Donkey Lady Bridge when she was about my age, or when I was like 18, 19. She went to the bridge. They were in a car. This was early 2000s. But no, this was like late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, no, late 90s, because I wasn't born until 2000. Late 90s, that's when my mom went. And this is what she tells me. She swears it's so real. Back then, now they're on the bridge, the way they have it, I'll show pictures if I find any, but now for the bridge, they have it blocked off, so you can't drive your vehicle on that bridge anymore. There's no longer a way to drive your vehicle, unless you have like a fucking big ass truck, but even at that, if you had a big ass truck, it's gonna be too wide, it won't make it on the bridge. But they have it blocked off now with like a side barrier, like on the highways. They have it blocked off like through there, so you can no longer drive your vehicle on the bridge. So back then they didn't have that. My mom and her friends, they drove like on the bridge. They're on the bridge, and some of their friends got out, but her and her friends stayed in because they were too scared to get out. So the friends are walking around, and she swore she heard something. I think it was on top of the hood of the car, and then she swore she saw the Donkey Lady. I don't know if that's real. Of course, I wasn't born at that time. I'm just telling you what my mom told me, but she swears it happens. So back then, that's why they were able to drive. Now you can't drive like onto the Donkey Lady Bridge because of that barrier. There's so many stories that I have. I'm gonna try to like limit it to like maybe 2, 3. I have so many stories. I went there hundreds of times. On one occasion, I remember I went with a group of friends. It was probably like about 5 friends. And it's crazy too, because around this time, this was right before Randonautica. And when we had went, I don't know if people still go to the Donkey Lady Bridge, but whenever that summer in 2019, when we were going to the Donkey Lady Bridge, I swear it felt like a lot of people were going all the time. It wasn't just us. It was there was just always a lot of people there. It wasn't just us. And on this occasion that we went, right? And it was like 5 of us, I think. We all went, we got there, we get out of the car, and there's like people and they're about to go in. And so we go in with them. And here's the crazy thing. They have kids. They have a little boy and a little girl. I'm like, it's like 11 at night. I'm like, you're bringing kids out here? It's crazy. And so we all go in all together. and we've made it past the bridge. We're already past the bridge. There's a trail, so the whole thing is a trail. We go to the trail. You could either keep going straight or you could take a right. We take a right because if you take a right, it's longer and it's also to the supposed donkey lady house. It's like an old house from early in the 1950s, maybe the 1800s. I'm not very sure when it is. I know they have a little plaque that talks about the origins of the house. But we went there with them, and we took a right. We're walking down, and all of a sudden we hear something. I don't remember where we heard it from, but we hear something, and all of a sudden we're all booking it. One of the ladies hands over her son to me. So I'm carrying her son. He's like maybe 5, 6. I'm carrying her son and I'm running. My friend, she takes the little girl. So she's carrying the little girl. I'm carrying the little boy, and we're all booking it back to the cars. That was a crazy one, but that wasn't as, I don't remember it being like that scary because it was just, I just remember it being crazy that I was carrying a child because it, because they didn't want to carry them or whatever. I thought that was crazy. Another time that another experience I do have, it was just 4 of us. And this time we were way farther into the trail. So we had made it past where we take that right. We're going down. There's 2 hills. So there's 2 hills. There's one that goes up and then one that goes down the trail. We were doing the one that we had already passed the one that was going up. We were about to hit the house. We were maybe about 2 minutes away from the house. Walking distance. We were about 2 minutes away from reaching the house. And we stopped because one of my friends goes, "Shh, I heard something." And we all stop. And we hear footsteps. And and it's not like that because it's grassy area. So we hear footsteps with grass. And we look and we just see like grass like kind of like falling, if that makes sense, like by footsteps. And we fucking book it. We're out of there. We did not stop running until we got out of there. That was one of the scariest experiences I ever had. Another time, I ended up going with one of my friends. I ended up showing her the bridge. This was back in 2020, 2021, around that. I know it was after COVID, like the majority of COVID. And we went together. We went to the bridge, and we ended up meeting our friend that we ended up meeting. His name is Brandon. We ended up going and we met him, and he turned out to be a psychic. And I was kind of like, I wasn't making fun of him, but I was making fun of like, oh yeah, ghosts, they're here. I believe in it, but like I don't remember if this is before that time, the story I just told you, or if this was after, because they all kind of just meshed together. I've been there so many times. But I was like, oh yeah, ghosts, they're like real, this and that. And it's like, there's so many ghosts here. I'm like, okay. Towards the end of the trail, he starts doing readings on like everybody, right? He does a reading on my friend. And I'm like, this is bullshit. No way. It's real. But my friend's like, oh my God, how'd you know? I'm like, yeah, it's not the cap. So I'm like, all right, me next. And then he was real. Turns out he was fucking real. He was the real deal. He was not playing around. I was like, oh shit. Okay. That's crazy. I believe you now. But we've been friends ever since. He's a really good friend. But that would be it for this first one. I'm going to try to make it longer. I'm not going to do in my city again this time. I'm going to venture out. I'm going to look in other states, other cities, to find haunted places and I don't want to do like the majority, like the biggest, the baddest, places where like every ghost investigator has been. I don't want to do that. I want to do stuff that may not be as known, but it's still cool. I want to make unknown places known. I am gonna still be doing the like big places, but if I could find one that's small, I'm gonna do that. Which I think Donkey Lady Bridge is pretty small. I don't know how big it is. I don't know how many people know, but it's pretty cool. If you do come to San Antonio, come check it out. It'd be great. Anyway, that'll be it for the first episode of Haunted History. I hope everybody enjoyed. I'm gonna try to make it way better and make a script next time because I just basically just said fuck it, we'll do it live and did it live. Anyway, it's been real. I hope you enjoy. Later.